Please start recording.
Done, sir. You can start.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. Not many are here. So anyway, so this is going to be the first live session for the course design and implementation of human-computer interfaces. So in this live session, I am here to answer your queries, doubts, if you have anything, or if you have faced any difficulties in following the lectures. You are free to raise those issues here. We can discuss, and I will try to clarify as much as possible. However, I am not going to take any lecture here, so please don't expect any lecture from me in this session. I will be waiting for your queries. If you want to put it through chat, you are welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can do it verbally as well. So whoever is present, please, if you have anything to ask, please go ahead. I forgot to introduce myself. I am Samit, Bhattacharya, the instructor for this course. So please go ahead and ask your queries if you have anything. Okay, so Navisa so your query is related to exam. So the exam will be in online mode, and the questions will be of objective types. It will include MCQ, multiple choice question, multiple select questions or MSQ, and short answer types, one word answers mainly. And it will be computer based. So there will be no descriptive questions in the exam. Does that answer your query, or you have anything else in your mind? Okay. So please raise your queries. I can see 2 more joined. So if you have anything to ask, please go ahead, ask either through chat or directly using your microphone. I'll be happy to answer your questions. So for those who have come late, this session is meant for doubt clearing and issues. If you are facing any issues that we can discuss here, this session is not meant for delivering any lecture. So please don't expect any lecture from me now in this session. So I would like to encourage all of you to raise queries if you have any, or if you have faced any difficulties in the lectures, lecture contents, or anything related to the course. I will be happy to clear your doubts. Okay, so Nabisha again asked another question. How different is the field of HCI from what we call UI UX? So UI UX, anyway, I hope you know that this stands for user interface or user experience. HCI is a broader field, human computer interaction, and this is a multidisciplinary area where inputs from different areas are taken into account. That includes inputs from design, psychology, computer science, AI, machine learning, electronic design, material science, everything, cognitive science. Now, UI, UX, the terms primarily refers to the design activities. Design activities related to the user interfaces. So it has a limited focus. It does not cover all aspects of HCI, primarily the computational aspects or electronic system design aspects. These aspects are not considered here. Instead, it primarily focuses on form factors, ergonomics. So that is a limited domain of the broader field of HCI. Of course, there are some processes which are generally part of HCI, and those are also part of UI UX, as it is subpart of HCI. So you can think of UI UX as a part of HCI, where focus is primarily on the design of the interfaces. I hope that answers your question. So others, if you have any question, please go ahead. Okay, so I got one more question from Venkata Nageswara Rao. What is the difference between affinity diagram and card sorting? Affinity diagram is also one sort of card sorting only. So here you, of course, here we are sorting the nodes rather than cards. But anyway, you can think of it as similar to card sorting. So they are similar, yes. So I am getting very few doubts, only 2 or 3 so far. So I think you might be having doubts, but you are unable to come forward. So I encourage all of you to come forward, raise your queries if you have anything related to the course. If you are facing any difficulty in any part of the course, do let me know. I'll try to resolve those issues. Okay, Naima. Is there any big difference between role of HCA in design process of a product compared to software development process? Design process, of course, the term is not very clear to me, but I think you are trying to refer to the design part of the interface and interaction. Now, that is itself a process, as I have mentioned in the lectures, that is design, prototype, evaluate, life cycle. So now, role of HCI in design process is somewhat confusing. So I think I mean to say role of HCI in design of interactive systems, because in general, design process need not be concerned with interactive systems. So they are, of course, we don't need to bother about HCI. Now, when we say HCI, actually HCI is a discipline. It is not a guideline. So this usage of the term should be done in a careful manner. It contains various knowledge, including guidelines. So when you say role of HCI, probably you mean to say the design guidelines or principles which we should follow in the design of interactive systems. So they are not same, so don't equate them. Now, of course, when we are talking of the design of interactive system, that itself is a process consisting of these 3 steps of design, prototype, evaluate. And there, of course, these principles, guidelines, or approaches, methodologies need to be followed. Now, software development process does not stop there. So after the design is finalized, we need to go for implementing the system. Now, there the design process has no role to play. Now it is governed by other principles, other methodologies. As you have noted in this course, we talked about different coding standards. You are going to note in subsequent lectures different coding standards, code design methodologies, code representation techniques, code testing. So these have nothing to do with design process. So when we talk of software development process, that is a bigger thing. Now, before implementing the software, we need to design it. We need to design the interface and interaction where HCI is important. This discipline of HCI is important. We need to make use of user-centric approach. And once that is done, we need to convert it to code design, and then implement the code following coding practices. So in that way, they are different. But without applying the HCI principles, user-centric design approaches principles, we cannot come to a design which can be converted to a code. So that is a prerequisite here, very much essential. But afterwards, while going for implementing that as a software, we need to follow different things. I hope that answers your doubt. I am waiting for your questions. Please go ahead. If you have any questions, please go ahead. You can use the chat facility or you can directly ask me question. So I will wait for another maybe 2-3 minutes. If no more questions come, then I will assume that you don't have anything more to ask. In that case, maybe we can close this session. So let us wait for a few more minutes, 2-3 minutes, and then we'll close if no further questions have come. I think no further questions are there. So in that case, I would like to close this session. So anyway, thank you all for joining, and I got very few questions, so I hope I could manage to answer those to your satisfaction. So this is only the first live session, so there will be 2 more live sessions before the course ends. So hopefully you will be able to, I will be able to address all your queries during the subsequent live sessions. And if there are any issues, then you can always raise those in the subsequent live sessions. So thank you all once again. With that, I close this session. Thank you and goodbye. That's great. Okay, goodbye. Book. Of course, you cannot download the book. It is, you have to buy it. It is not freely available, but it is not very costly. So I hope you will be able to buy it. If you are unable to buy it, then you can use whatever is taught in the lectures. You have to rely on that one. Anything else? Okay, then let us close this session. Thank you and hope to meet you again in the next live sessions. Goodbye.